Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé. I'll admit it. Aminata, Mina. Mac reminds me a lot of Jasmine Pineda. Will Mark Bissett suffer the same fate as Gino? As I'm watching 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 and getting to know Aminata Mac aka Mina, I can't help but find similarities between her and Jasmine Pineda. Mina is a new cast member in the 90-Day Fiancé universe. Mina stars alongside Mark Bissett from West Ossipee, New Hampshire. The Parisian woman is glamorous and gorgeous just like Jasmine, but there's more than just their physical qualities that make Mina and Jasmine feel like the same person. Jasmine was first seen in before the 90 Days Season 5 with Gino Palazzolo. Like Mina, Jasmine preferred her life back in Panama over Michigan. She missed the sunny weather and also hated being apart from her family, including her children. Mina revealed she was facing a similar situation in her debut episode. As a private jet pilot, Mark was in Paris in 2019 for work. He was going to grab a drink and unwind after the trip and ran into Mina, who changed the course of his life. He had locked eyes with Mina in a restaurant. 58-year-old Mark didn't know why the 35-year-old woman was interested in him, but Mark observed that they had a connection. They dated long distance for 2 years. Mark didn't like going back to the US all the time for work, but things had just clicked, and he asked himself what he was waiting for. Mark proposed to Mina and 6 months later, she revealed she was pregnant. While this is one thing that Gino wished had happened between him and Jasmine, their age gap concerns were similar to those of Mark and Mina. Gino and Jasmine have an age gap of 18 years. There was always the question of why Jasmine chose to be with an older, awkward man when she could have easily been with someone her own age. Jasmine's intentions were questioned. Did she use Gino to come to America for a green card? I think so. I recently read a comment by Gino where he revealed that Jasmine had her green card for over a year now. Jasmine has also been with her current boyfriend, Matt, for more than a year. Jasmine may have decided to leave Gino as soon as she got her green card. She is now with a man who is her age, suggesting her age gap with Gino didn't concern her because she never loved him and wished to eventually spend her life with a younger man, if not more successful, than her husband. Having a kid was never something Mark had expected. Mina gave birth to their daughter Maria in Paris. Mark spent 2 years shuffling between the US, France, and multiple other places. Sometimes he would be gone for 10 days and at times for weeks due to his hectic lifestyle. Mark introduced his daughter Jordan, who lives in Florida. While Gino never had any children from his first marriage, Jasmine had 2 sons, and Mina was a mom to 1 son when she met Mark. Mina moved to West Ossipee in 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 Episode 2. Mina had lived in Paris all her life. She was already missing her home and culture and was sad about having lost her son. Mina has a son named Clayton from a former relationship. He is 9 years old. Clayton faced some complications in his visa process and his passport didn't arrive on time for him to come with Mina to America. Mina sent Clayton to live with a family friend in Paris until his visa was processed. Mina was hurting because she had sent her son Clayton to her sister because she didn't have a choice, and her visa would have expired. Her son told her that he hoped he would come back to her. He told her he hoped she didn't lose him. He wondered if his mother preferred Maria over him. I have a feeling that like Jasmine's sons, Clayton will also not be coming to America for a long time. Mina admitted that she didn't feel happy in the US with Mark and Maria if Clayton wasn't with her. She did not feel complete without her son. However, Mina admitted that it was better for them that she was in America. While Mina admitted that Mark's house was big, she also observed that it was so big that it felt empty. Mina wondered if she should learn crochet to keep herself occupied for when Mark went off to work. When they walked into Clayton's room, Mina saw that Mark still had a family photo there showing his ex-wife. Mina thought Mark should have been more careful and gotten rid of it as a sign of respect to her. I recall Jasmine coming across Gino's ex-wife's old things in his house and reacting the same way. She said she didn't like feeling stuck in the house. Mark assured her they would change things by getting new furniture and trying the Parisian style. However, Mina noted that they needed to move to the city. She thought the house was vintage, and all the things she needed to change. She told Mark she didn't want to stay there, and she gave him a 6-month ultimatum. Mina didn't want to live in a house where she wouldn't be happy. She said she would be able to thrive there, and the same could be said about her kids as well. Mina confessed that if she had a chance she would have left the next day without regrets. She was the boss of the house, after all, a conjecture that Jasmine often liked to push. Mina's Instagram confirms that she is still with Mark. The 90-Day Fiancé star has mentioned NH as her location in her bio. It remains to be seen if she was able to move into a house she liked instead of living in Mark's bachelor pad. In any case, I'm sensing Mina is gearing up to become a controversial figure just like Jasmine. If you've been following 90-Day Fiancé, you know that certain cast members have a way of evoking déjà vu, where a new storyline feels hauntingly similar to a past season. Lately, I can't shake the feeling that Aminata Mina Mac is treading a path that's strikingly reminiscent of Jasmine Pineda's roller coaster journey. And if that's true, one has to wonder, will Mark Bassett find himself in the same stormy waters as Gino? Let's unpack this. From the very beginning, Mina's entrance into Mark's life has been nothing short of captivating. She possesses a natural charisma that's hard to ignore. Her confidence, combined with a certain vulnerability, makes her instantly likable to viewers, and let's be honest, dangerously endearing to Mark. It reminds me immediately of Jasmine Pineda, whose charm and seemingly effortless ability to draw people in masked a more complicated reality beneath the surface. With Jasmine, we saw a whirlwind of intense emotions, cultural clashes, and unexpected drama. Mina seems to be ticking the same boxes, albeit in her striking similarities between Mina and Jasmine is how they manage the camera. Both women understand the power of storytelling in front of the lens. Jasmine often delivered lines that were both piercing and emotional, making viewers lean in and anticipate her next move. Mina, too, has moments where she opens up about her life, her dreams, and her concerns in a way that feels both sincere and performative, a delicate dance that keeps Mark on his toes and the audience hooked. It's a reminder that 90-Day Fiancé isn't just about the couples. It's about how personalities collide and how narratives are crafted in real time. However, what makes this comparison even more intriguing is the underlying tension in both relationships. Jasmine's story with Gino was a masterclass in emotional ups and downs. Their connection was intense, but it often came with a side of doubt, insecurity, and miscommunication. Gino, though deeply invested, sometimes struggled to navigate the complexities of Jasmine's personality and her ambitions. Mina and Mark, from what we've seen so far, are dancing on a similar tightrope. Mark is genuinely smitten, yet he faces a challenge. Understanding Mina's motivations, her past, and what she truly wants from this cross-cultural romance. There's an air of unpredictability, one that could either make or break their relationship. Another element linking Mina and Jasmine is the cultural dynamic. Jasmine entered Gino's world with her own set of expectations, influenced by her background and previous experiences. This sometimes created friction as Gino navigated the reality of integrating Jasmine into his life. Mina, too, brings a cultural and personal perspective that contrasts with Mark's life in America. These differences are fertile ground for both growth and conflict. And if the past is any indication, this can spiral into explosive drama. 90-Day Fiancé thrives on moments where love, ambition, and cultural nuance intersect, and both Mina and Jasmine are prime examples of this formula. Fans of the show can't help but notice the pattern when it comes to the male counterparts. Gino was deeply enamored with Jasmine, but his emotional investment sometimes left him blindsided by her actions. He wanted love and stability but found himself caught in a whirlwind of confusion and heartbreak. Mark Bassett, in many ways, mirrors that same hopeful, slightly naive archetype. He's enamored, attentive, and eager to make Mina feel loved and secure. Yet, history teaches us that the path of affection is rarely straightforward in the 90-Day Fiancé universe. The question isn't whether Mark loves Mina. It's whether his devotion will be met with the same level of clarity and commitment he's offering. Of course, it's crucial to note the differences too. Jasmine's story with Gino involved layers of external pressures, family opinions, and legal hurdles that complicated their romance. Mina and Mark's journey seems slightly more contained, but that doesn't mean it's immune to similar twists. In fact, the intensity of reality TV editing, combined with the natural stresses of long distance and cultural differences, could amplify even minor disagreements into headline-worthy drama. That's where the parallel becomes most concerning. If the pattern repeats itself, Mark may find himself emotionally exhausted and questioning whether love is enough to sustain this whirlwind romance. Yet, it's not all doom and gloom. Both Mina and Jasmine bring energy, passion, and a level of authenticity that keeps the story compelling. Their presence forces their partners, and viewers, to confront uncomfortable truths about love, trust, and personal growth. Gino's journey with Jasmine was fraught with heartbreak, yes, but it was also transformative. Similarly, Mark's journey with Mina could teach him lessons about patience, communication, and the challenges of blending two worlds into one. Sometimes, the repetition of a storyline isn't a sign of doom. It's an opportunity for reflection and evolution. There's also the fan factor to consider. 90 Day Fiancé audiences have a sharp eye for recurring themes. Social media chatter has already begun to draw parallels between Mina and Jasmine, fueling speculation and predictions. Will Mark repeat Gino's fate? The answer isn't entirely clear yet, but history and narrative patterns suggest that we might be in for a turbulent, emotional ride. Fans are bracing for dramatic confrontations, tearful confessions, and moments of vulnerability that will either cement the couple's bond or unravel it entirely. It's the perfect storm for reality TV, and Mina is positioned right at the center. So, what does this mean for Mark Bassett? If the parallels hold, he may face challenges eerily similar to Gino's. Emotional highs and lows, cultural misunderstandings, and moments of uncertainty could test the strength of his commitment. But unlike Gino, Mark has the advantage of hindsight, not just his own, but the collective experience of viewers who have already witnessed a similar story unfold. Will he navigate these waters more carefully, or will history repeat itself? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Mina has the ability to captivate hearts, stir emotions, and create drama, just like Jasmine did. In conclusion, Aminata Mina Mac's journey on 90 Day Fiancé evokes strong echoes of Jasmine Pineda's time on the show. From charisma and camera presence to cultural dynamics and emotional intensity, the similarities are striking. For Mark Bassett, this could either be a tale of triumph or a cautionary story of love tested by circumstance and personality. As viewers, we're left on the edge of our seats, watching history potentially repeat itself, but with new faces, fresh challenges, and the same compelling mix of love, ambition, and drama that has made 90 Day Fiancé a must-watch reality series. Whether Mark suffers the same fate as Gino remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. Mina has the charisma, the complexity, and the narrative pull to make this a season we won't soon forget. And as the episodes unfold, fans will undoubtedly keep asking the same question. Is this love story headed for heartbreak, or can Mark and Mina rewrite the script and find their happily ever after?